Hello there.
Is it recording?
It is recording.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody. This is Nicky Flicks Podcast. We are talking about Alita Battle Angel. Spoiler talk. We got great news and we have some horrible news. As you can see, or not see, here, we have better microphones. The horrible news is we got a 2-pack and one of them sucked. What do you think about that, Dev?
You got a lemon.
I got a lemon. And you want to hear something else that's hilarious? The one that I set up for myself is the one that sucked. Yours worked absolutely fine. Yours worked perfectly, which is why we're using yours now.
Yes.
But we got 2 arms and we got a microphone that doesn't work. We tried using the rock band microphone, but that was a bit too sensitive, I think, because it was picking up volume from the other side. And well, let's get into talking about Alita Battle Angel. I just need my phone. Oh, look at that. It was in my pocket the whole time. So I got my notes on my phone. I really want to do an in-depth spoiler talk about this movie because, as I said in my review last night, I love this movie. I had no expectations going into it, and that usually doesn't happen. And I gotta say, my expectations changed because they did a pivot in the marketing strategy. Because that first trailer came out, and I remember I said, oh my god, the CG looks terrible, the eyes are ridiculous, I am never going to see this movie. And then the second trailer came out, and I liked everything that I saw. So going in last night, I'm like, this can either be a train wreck, or it could be a masterpiece. And I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but it was a damn good movie.
Very well done.
You liked it?
Yes.
Move closer and speak up.
I really enjoyed what I had done with this one. They worked on Power Rangers, and I heard that they were making another Power Rangers. I don't know. There was a lot of intricacy with the stuff that was going on. It was really cool. I don't really have much to say.
So you liked the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, what did you know about Alita before this movie came out?
So I knew a lot about her back. I had seen the anime thing that was produced after the manga. It was only 2 episodes, but basically what was in those 2 episodes, all of it was in the movie. And more. From the manga. Which was really cool to see. And after seeing the movie, I went back and watched the thing again. And it pretty much went all the way from finding Alita in the scrap heap to Hugo falling off of the pipe.
Really?
Yeah. And that scene where he gets sliced up, that's shot for shot.
So it's not a direct adaptation, but there's scenes that are absolutely
close.
pulled. Yeah. Okay, so would you say it's kind of like
even down to having to take the head off to get him out of the place.
Okay. And that was pulled from the 2-episode anime? Or
yeah, and the anime was inspired by the manga.
Okay.
Which went into a hell of a lot more detail because there's a lot.
So the movie mixed in a few different things.
Yeah, it pulled.
Yeah.
It used the visuals from the. It used the visuals from the anime, and it used the
Plot.
like story background stuff like Mars. What was his name?
We'll get to Mars. I can't wait to talk about Mars.
What was his name?
The Doctor?
Nova.
Nova? Okay.
Nova was in the manga, but wasn't in the animated feature.
And forgive us, we're kind of new to this property. It's not something that we grew up loving. It's just kind of something we saw the trailer for, and Devin did some research.
Yeah.
So from what you're saying, it kind of sounds like what we got in Batman versus Superman in a way with some of the shots were pulled from the death of Superman. Were pulled from the Dark Knight Returns. A lot of that stuff happened in Alita, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But they actually did stick to a source material plot.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying as well.
The Motorball was not featured in the animated thing other than on a TV screen.
Yeah.
And I find this funny that they mentioned like if you remember when Alita and Hugo were in the pits, they saw the guy in like the yellow armor and like they were saying that he's gonna be the champion or something like that.
Yeah, he was cool.
And I'm pretty damn sure that they said the same name in the animated thing for who's gonna be the champion. It was a cool thing to hear.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the animated thing didn't really show much of the Motorball, but the movie went heavily into the Motorball. You remember how they put, I forget her name, but it was Ito's wife into
Jennifer Connelly, yeah.
Yeah, into like that box with a bunch of, they split her up into parts.
Yeah. And we made...
That was in the...
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
I
that
actually
was in the
really
animated
like
thing.
that part because I think we're going to see her again if they do a sequel. Like, I assume that Jennifer Connelly is signed on for more than one of these. I don't think you bring somebody on like Jennifer Connelly and have her have as small of a role as she did in this movie.
And most of the big name actors were support.
And you know what? I have that in my notes, and I was going to bring it up later, but this is I'll talk about it right now just because it came naturally. The supporting actors support. And that's something that a lesser movie wouldn't have done. Because you have actors like Mahershala Ali, you have actors like Jennifer Connelly, you have Christoph Waltz. These actors... Edward Norton, yeah. I think that's more of a setup for the sequel.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was Edward Norton when I saw it. I thought it was James Cameron.
I thought it was Brett Spiner.
Too thin to be Brett Spiner. But Christoph Waltz, you have this actor with this gravitas of Christoph Waltz playing this role that's just there, meant to support Alita. And then Mahershala Ali, he's essentially playing a puppet. Well, like he's supposed to have gravitas in his world, in his scenario. But he's essentially a puppet.
Vector has his own intentions, but I forgot his name again. Nova.
Yep.
So he has his own intentions as well. Nova did not appear in the animated feature, but was a part of the manga.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, that was more... That honestly could have been a post-credit scene. Seeing Nova in this movie. We didn't have to see Nova. If we don't see Nova, the movie's still the same. They're just like, hey, look what we got.
Hey, look what's coming next.
But I had no idea that was Edward Norton until you told me today, so... we already mentioned Weta, their special effects, and what they did with performance capture, but... We need to talk about Rosa Salazar, who plays Alita in the movie. She's great. She's incredible. She has this way of just being the first, half hour of the movie. I said, 50 times. She's adorable. And I thought that would have been annoying. And with the other eyes, it definitely would have been annoying. But with the eyes that they gave her, I found it really endearing. And the world building of this movie. We gotta talk about that, because they know exactly the world that they're in. They set it up so beautifully. They tell you, this is Motorball, these are the Hunter Warriors, this is the place in the sky, that's Mahershala Ali, that's Jennifer Connelly. Well, I don't remember it, but when I was watching the movie, I understood everything. There was never a point in the movie where I was like, oh, is that this? Is that... I wasn't confused by anything in the movie. The only thing I was confused about was how long into the movie we were, because I thought pacing was incredible. I thought they did a great job pacing in this movie. And the only scene that I really got up to go to the bathroom was after she got chopped up and they gave her the new body. And the only reason I chose that point to go to the bathroom was because I knew exactly what was going to happen. They were going to give her the new body.
Yeah,
That's
really
all that
wasn't
happened.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really wasn't much. The one big thing that was different with the animated thing in this was that the other cyborgs in the animated thing were like these screechy, bumbling idiots. But in the movie,
Yeah.
they actually like had their own motivation. They had
Ed Skrein
they
was
weren't
great.
bumbling idiots.
Ed Skrein was great. He was menacing.
Who?
The guy from Deadpool Ajax.
Oh, that's who that was.
He was menacing. He was brilliant. And we need to mention how great of a guy he is. The Hellboy movie that's coming out, there is an Asian character in that movie that was Asian in the source material. And Ed Skrein, who I always mispronounce his name, gave up the role so that it could be properly represented in the movie. And I just feel like I need to mention that every time we mention Ed Skrein, because he's just a great guy. And he's so menacing in this movie. Like, I hated him. You know? He kills a dog, man! He kills a dog!
No,
Yeah, he killed that little puppy dog.
that was Grishka,
No, that was Ed Skrein.
the guy with the pokey fingers.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an arm that they got from somebody
So,
else.
I am sorry, Ed Skrein, you didn't kill a dog. He probably crossed the line. There was probably in the script that his character was going to kill a dog. He's like, no, I'm not going to kill a dog. That's not going to happen.
No,
It's
it
too
was always
evil,
Grishka.
man. Too evil, man.
No, Grishka killed the dog in the animated thing.
Well, that's probably why I didn't play Grishka. Yeah. I'm just being an idiot now to cover up why I was an idiot.
Even that thing when Alita first finds out that Ito is a hunter warrior, that him putting together the rocket hammer thing, that was
The most
pretty damn
impractical
close.
weapon ever.
Yeah, but he so like in the animated thing, they were like on a bridge and like they knocked Grishka off. But in this one, Grishka made his own hole and just kind of dropped down.
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of stupid. Like, oh, you can't get me in the sewer.
Yeah, and then she goes in and
I'm trying to
gets her
find
ass
who
kicked.
played Grishka.
Grishka.
Because every single time I saw him, I was just thinking the Juggernaut.
Pretty much. Ooh. The so like the encounters with Grishka, when she kicks his arm off, they did that like pretty damn similar to the animated thing. And then when splitting him in half, that was also nearly identical, except in the animated thing there was an explosion instead of him just falling in half.
Wow.
Who was it?
Nobody I know.
Who?
I already crossed it out. It's so hard to get back there. We have a haunted Furby in the basement where we're recording this. And it wakes up every once in a while, it laughs, and then it goes to sleep. Jackie Earle
And it's
Haley
old.
played Grushka.
Who?
Jackie Earle Haley played Grushka. It didn't look a thing like him.
Who played the dog guy? Because it looks more like
Dog Guy was Jeff Fahey. Dog Guy I recognize. Jeff Fahey was on Lost and Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, remember he was in the Western episode of Legends of Tomorrow? He played Jonah Hex's nemesis. And on Lost, he just plays like this helicopter pilot that just gets stuck with them, and he's like, ugh.
There, that was that dog trainer person.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the animated thing.
No, that was just something to appeal to the masses. So you know how I always say that they add things in, it's funny, because whenever there's an American source material, they'll always add something in it just for, like, Asia. That was added just for America. He wasn't a dog lover. He's a bad guy. Only America would have something like that in their movie. Yeah. Or America / Canada. I see you, James Cameron. I know you're Canadian. But yeah, James Cameron produced this movie. Robert Rodriguez directed this movie, and his stamp's all over it. It looks like a sci-fi Robert Rodriguez movie, which is something that I've always wanted to see. Because what he did with Sin
Shark
City
Boy
is
Lava
just
Girl?
so graphic. No, no, thank you. Not Jack
kinda
Roma,
sci-fi.
and not Spy Kids. But this was great.
When I think of Robert Rodriguez, that's what I think of.
I think
Spy
Machete.
Kids and
I think Machete, and I just cross Spy Kids out of my brain because it.
you see, because I grew up with Spy Kids and
I grew up with Spy Kids
Shark
too.
Boy and Lava Girl, but like
Shark Boy and Lava Girl is where I drew the line. No, I'm not seeing that.
have you seen it?
Was Danny Trejo in this movie at all?
Damn, he would have fit in. Where the hell?
Because he usually puts Danny Trejo in his movies too. But I didn't see him anywhere either. Let me look at my notes to see what else I wanted to mention for sure.
Oh, Zapan was also different. The one with the sword, the guy that you mentioned.
Ed Screen.
There you go.
Yeah.
So his character's name was Zapan. He, in this movie, he was kind of pompous and pretty boy. Wanted to show his face. All I wanted to do was reach up and
Peel
pluck
it
that,
off.
No,
Yeah.
pluck that little goatee thing
Yeah.
off his
Oh
face.
god.
That's all I wanted
So
to do.
stupid.
But in the animated thing, he had his face like covered. He had a bandana over it.
He was
and
ashamed.
He had one of those really big, wide hats.
This had a
don't
layer
know the name of
to
it.
him though.
Yeah.
The fact that he cared about his face added a layer to him. You know, it
Yeah.
showed that he cared about what he put out into the world. He had a sense of pride. Costumes look great, and is this connected to Mega Man? Please tell us in the comics because
It's not.
it's not. God, I kept thinking they looked like Mega Man and Metroid. But honestly, it made, and all I say is that it told me that we could get a movie like Mega Man or Metroid, and that they could actually make it work, because this worked so much. Roller skating. I mean, anything that is roller skating is just awesome. I roller skated a lot when I was a kid, so roller skating is anything you can add roller skating to. I remember the awful Power Rangers movie that came out in theaters, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. That movie had a roller skating scene.
It also had Ivan Ooze.
It did, and I
And
wish
the Power Rangers canon does not acknowledge that movie at all.
roll the clip.
From the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one!
If he was in that movie, it would have been so much better. He's laughing. Oh, now he's throwing up.
All I'm picturing is a purple apocalypse.
All right.
Ivan Ooze.
The flashbacks. Flashback sequences, Moon, Mars, all that stuff. Michelle Rodriguez. She was awesome. As soon as I heard her voice, I was like, that's Michelle Rodriguez. She was on Lost, too. So, we don't know for sure, though, that her character died, right?
They never showed her dying.
Yeah, so she could appear in the next movie.
I mean, like they said that Alita was the last of her kind.
Yeah, but what if Michelle Rodriguez was out there?
Another Berserker.
Yeah.
And like...
Except tougher and...
it was 300 years in the past.
Yeah, but I want Michelle Rodriguez. She's cool.
And like... A human brain doesn't really last
Hers
300
did.
years.
Alita's did.
Oh, right.
And we still don't know exactly where she was before she was thrown in the dump. Like, I'm talking...
Zalem.
But I'm talking, like, the days leading up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what happened 300 years ago. We don't know what happened a year before the movie started. You hear what I mean? She could have been in league with the people up there. That she could have been thrown down there willingly. I don't know the source material, so I don't mean to be saying blasphemy things, but they've left enough mystery in her backstory that any director, any writer could pick up this franchise and go wherever they wanted with it.
I don't exactly know what she was doing in Zalem before.
Yeah, that excites
but I
me.
know, because they covered it in the movie, I know that she was the enemy.
Yeah.
She was an berserker.
Yeah. See, that's what I
Those
need
are
to
hard
know.
to kill.
Like, how did she get up there in the first place, and what was she doing? Like, there's got to be some sort of battle sequence in another movie, if they make it, showing, like, what she was doing. How many guys had to take her down? Like, what exactly happened? Yeah, exactly. So, action sequences we already the action sequences we already spoke of. They were great. We both thought they were great. Sword stuff. I liked her sword.
The Damascus blade.
The dumbass blade?
Damascus.
The dumbass cast blade.
Damascus.
Damascus blade. Okay. I do have a few cons. I thought the movie lacked emotional weight. The boyfriend, what's his name? Hugo. He dies twice in the movie, essentially, and I barely care either time. I definitely don't care the second time. First time, I sort of cared just because it was kind of a violent death, so it's like, oh, that's kind of bad. But when he's just falling off of the ceiling, I just don't care. He did look like Colin Farrell 30 years younger, so I will give him that. But he died the first and that was another thing I didn't understand. I didn't understand why they brought him back just to kill him off again. Like, bring him back.
Alita cared so much.
You care so much, don't you?
Woo! This is fun. Okay. Our head both went to the same place. So.
What were your other complaints?
Doctor Strange wasn't in this movie. I mean, that's a con for every movie. Make more movies with Doctor Strange in it, damn it. Moving on to the next
Well, you
con.
had Dr. Ito,
He's not Doctor Strange, Devin.
but he was the best. He was the best in Zalem.
He's actually pretty good. Yeah. He was a good space dad, or
Doctor.
apocalypse dad, or doctor, whatever he was.
So Ida hails from Zalem, and he had the mark of Zalem.
Ida living on a planet.
He had the mark of Zalem, and in the movie, he said that he had removed it himself.
Yeah, and you can even see, like, a little scar there.
Yeah, you could, which was amazing.
Why didn't Mahershala Ali have one? You wasn't from there?
No, he's from Iron City.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
Yeah, at first I thought he was up there too, but yeah. So, yeah. But Jennifer Connelly kept hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes the jewels. You know why? You know what I was thinking every single time every time I saw her with that? I was like, she matches her husband now. She's got the gem in her head. Paul Bendy's got the gem in his head. Yeah?
Alright,
You like that?
Well.
They both got the gem in their head.
Yeah.
Gem in the head, gem in the head, gem in the head. Oh no, you gotta rip it out.
What?
They both got their gem ripped out of their head.
Oh. But in the animated thing, and probably in the manga too, Dr. Ito still had his mark of Zalem on his head.
Yeah, I thought that was a little cool. It was a nice little piece of character development doing it that way. So another con.
Oh, and remember how before we went into the movie, I told you that it was that Alita was named after his dead cat.
Is that true, or
In the original source material, it's named after his dead cat.
in the anime?
But in the in the anime and the manga, but like he was named Gally or something like that. But in the movie,
making it
his daughter.
making it his daughter was a much better idea.
Yeah.
A, because America hates cats. And that's pretty much the only point. Yeah, America likes. Yeah, whoever. Robert Rodriguez does not like cats. I guess he likes dogs. Not a dog lover. Not a good guy. So again, not a lacking emotional weight. Jennifer Connelly dies, and we don't even get a reaction from the doctor.
Well, she's not dead.
No, but you hear what I mean, though?
Parts apart, they're still alive.
But we
Her
don't.
brain is still there.
I'm sure she
eyes,
is.
Hands.
I'm sure she is, but she's dead. She's gone.
That's the only way to get to Zalem is through a storage crate.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, in all intents and purposes, to Christoph Waltz's character, Dr. Edu, she's dead to him, is what I'm saying. We have no reaction from him whatsoever. I would have liked to known what he thought about that. What, like what? We get no reaction whatsoever.
She might have already been kind of dead to him.
I know, no, because they were still trying to repair things. No pun intended. But yeah. So I just would have liked to see. I mean, that was the mother of his child. I would have liked to see him react to that, or at least find that information. Find out that information. Have Alita tell him that information, because again, it's just one of those pieces of emotional weight that I felt like this movie was lacking. But I still love the movie, and Mahershala Ali is essentially replaced by a different actor at the end of the movie. My opinion, a lesser actor. I'm not the biggest fan of Edward Norton. I think Mahershala Ali is so much better. But I'll take weird James Cameron looking Edward Norton if we get a sequel.
In the animated thing, they kill off Vector by impaling him with another robot that had been split in half. Would you have rather had that than have him being possessed and like noticing, oh, I guess this body is dying?
Yeah, I kind of felt bad about that. Like, yeah, it made his character nobody. You know what I mean? It made him a puppet.
Aren't all actors puppets?
No, what I'm saying is that I think Mahershala Ali deserved a role that had a little bit more meaning to it, but essentially his meaning was taken away by Edward Norton. Edward Norton. I don't know why I said, do you want the cookie? Okay. Well, we talked about a lot here. Any last thoughts before you wrap it up?
Oh, Dr. Ito's assistant?
I liked her. Did they give her a name?
I don't know.
I really liked her. She didn't say much, but she just kind of had this warm presence to her, and she was there watching the rollerball match. She was there, but she just got no credit. And I felt bad. I was like, she's nice. She's sweet. She had her own little robot hand.
There might be a name on IMDb, but in the animated thing and in the comics or manga, that character was a short white male with a metal dome on top of his head.
The character is Nurse Gerhard, played by Idara Victor. I hope I said her name right. She was brilliant.
Let me see. Gerhard.
Put her in more stuff, because I liked her. She was great. She was nice. She seemed sweet. Didn't she? She just seemed sweet. I bet she made good cookies. Do you want the cookie? Alright, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Hope the sound quality did okay. We're gonna get another microphone, but I think this should have better sound quality than our glass review did, at least. Yeah, that's it. Any last words?
Thank you for finding us.
You always say thank you for finding us. Like, we're hard to find.
Oh, we're just starting out.
Well, there's probably like some sort of just under-suggested videos. That's how people find us. I don't think anybody's seeking us out. I wonder if there's a channel.
Well, we can put up a poll.
Yeah, how did you find us? Okay, that's it. Bye, guys.